Hello, you guys. Hello. I'm jumping on here. Hopefully, I can make it through because it is raining. I just want to say hello. My name is Bianca, speaker, author, coach. I've been coming on every week discussing chapters or information out of my book, Speaking to the Giant Within You. I just want to take the time to thank everyone that have purchased the book, everyone that have sent me an encouraging message, just to encourage me, just to whether you commented on a post or whatever it may be. I'm just truly grateful. And if you haven't purchased your book, you still can purchase your book. It is available. You can DM me for Cash App ways, and you can also look at my website. It's Bianca, Bianca, Langford.com, and go straight to book, and it'll take you straight to be able to purchase the book. So last week I had an interview. I had a book interview, and I invited several people on to the interview, and for some reason I wasn't able to share it. It was on the host page, but I wasn't able to put it on my page, but I'm still working on being able to share that video. And so in the meantime, I wanted to take two particular questions, not my favorite chapter of the book, but I wanted to talk about maybe two or three particular lines that's in my book that I feel that's just some great takeaways, or just the most favorite parts to me. So thank you for joining. I'm just talking about some favorite lines that I have out of the book, not a particular chapter, but favorite lines out of the book. So this was a question that was in an interview that I did last week, and I'm working on getting that posted. This was a question that was asked to me during my interview, so I'm just going to repeat it. It says, let's talk about discernment. You wrote, self-love means loving yourself enough to pray and seek the Lord for direction and clarity regarding your relationship choices, and being bold enough to walk away when you know you're supposed to. And so the interview, which was Monique Shurray, she said, why is it so hard to walk away when we know we are supposed to do so? So my response was, a lot of times when you invested in a relationship and you spent time with someone, it's hard to just walk away because your feelings are invested in your time, you're involved. And I think I shared before that it takes a while for me. It should take a while anyway for you to just kind of connect with someone. And when you do, it should be putting your all in it. Now, if it's a marriage relationship, I think you really should fight for making it work. It takes two people to fight to make it work, but I really believe that you should. But when it comes to a dating relationship, and you know within yourself, and I think this is another line where it says trust your gut and run. Some people call it your gut, some people call it your intuition, the Lord's talking. But when you know that something is wrong and you can't put your finger on it, you don't know the whole story, I think it's just best, if you got that feeling, then that's God trying to let you know that you need to go. Then you need to go, especially if it's a dating relationship. Now, I consider myself to be a fighter. However, when you get that, if you've been through enough stuff, it's just best to keep it moving. I don't know if y'all agree or whatever, but so that was one of my, and a lot of times the reason why it's hard to walk away also is because we look at logic, like we're following like what we're looking at and wanting to, having it concrete rather than being able to just kind of flow and follow the leading and the spirit of the Lord. And so, and it's natural for us to, if we've been walking, in the natural for so long, it's easy for us to depend on what we know rather than just by faith. And that's a constant. I think that's something that we always have to continue to grow in. And so that was my answer to that question. And another, let me go into forgiveness. I want to say, I haven't talked about the chapter in forgiveness. And I know that's something that's hard sometimes and a lot of times the people that hurt us are the most are the people that's really close to us. But we have to learn to forgive, whether it's something small or whether it's something large. We have to learn to forgive, because forgiveness, when you don't forgive, you have like built up anger, built up anxiety. It's just like, it's like in your chest, like in your heart. I don't know if you all have ever felt that, like when you just mad at somebody, it's just, you don't have peace. It's like, it's keeping you from focusing. It's keeping you, and then from an internal standpoint, it's doing other things to your body. And I'm going to read that line out of the book. It says, forgiveness lowers the risk of heart attack as well as improves cholesterol levels and sleep. It also reduces pain, blood pressure, levels of anxiety, depression, and stress. The root cause of unforgiveness is bitterness and resentment. So we don't want to hold on to what somebody's done to us to cause us to be bitter or in resentment, so that we can't go on. We have to learn to let go. We have to learn to forgive. And I know that's not easy. Let go and move on. And I wrote down 3 or 4 things that about forgiveness as well. As we go in life, we're going to hurt someone and someone is going to hurt us. That's something that we can never escape, and not intentionally, but it's just how we handle it and how we deal with it. Forgiveness is also a great strength. When you can walk in forgiveness and forgive someone and not try to get revenge, that's powerful. And then knowing that we're all imperfect people. Nobody's perfect. So just knowing that it's going to come a time where you're going to hurt somebody going to hurt you, and you just got to forgive and let go and let God deal with it. Because also, if you got your hand in it and you trying to get back, then it's going to limit God from taking control of the situation. And it's a scripture that says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So that's just something that I want to bring out about forgiveness. And that is a chapter that's in the book. And another line, Monique, she interviewed me last week. She thought she loved this particular statement. So I'm going to do this one right quick. It says, she says she went crazy when I talked about closure. It says, I wrote, all I wanted was an answer. I kept telling myself that I could have this conversation to get closure. Then I would be okay. I never got that. She asked me, how did I finally get closure? Well, I think this is something that we hear women talk about a lot of times. We hear women talk about a lot of times that I just want closure. I was this conversation, because we just love to talk and talk things out. And then I think another point that she said was that where did we get that from? Did we get that from the movies or something? But anyway, it would be nice to get closure where you could just communicate like two adults communicate and express our feelings as far as in a mature manner. Well, what went wrong, what's right, or so on and so on. But it doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes it's going to be situations. It could be friendships. Well, for some reason you could be getting along so well, and it could be just one thing that can tear their friendship apart, and you cannot get. Someone could just shut down and stop talking to you, and you can never get an answer. And sometimes even when you get an answer, it might not be the truth. So that's why we have to find closure within ourselves, because everybody's at different levels emotionally, spiritually. And so it's hard for some people to acknowledge wrongdoing. It's hard for some people to say I'm wrong. That's a sign of maturity. That's a sign of let down your ego, letting down your pride, and own up to stuff. It's not easy, but that's why I'm so passionate about emotional intelligence and emotions. We got to get to a place where we can communicate our feelings, and that's men and women. And so how did I finally get closure? I worked on myself. I worked on loving myself, spending time with myself, exercising, doing things that I love, and realizing that I had to forgive, and I couldn't hold on to, trying to find an answer, because I would drive myself crazy trying to find out an answer, and I couldn't get that particular answer. And so I am a thinker, and so I was like the people that was around me, I was trying to figure that thing out, like what happened, because I wanted to know, because I am a thinker. I walk by faith, but at the same time I am a thinker, and so I just wanted to know what is going on. However, I did have to forgive and let it go and move forward and realize again that people are at different levels emotionally and spiritually. And if I never got, I'm sorry, if I never get like what was the reason or what happened, then I have to be happy and go on and move forward. Y'all agree with me? Put some comments down there and say, let me know y'all agree. But so those were 2 or 3 things that I wanted to bring out as far as the book is concerned on tonight. And to be on the lookout, I'm going to be posting the full video soon and a couple of clips from my book interview, the official book interview. And it was very exciting, even though I didn't get to get it posted and it wasn't live. A lot of people that I know wasn't able to chime in at that particular time, but it is all well. And next week I'm going to be talking about the process of getting the book together and some of the ups and downs and just different little things about getting the book together. I'm still very excited. I had to catch up on my rest. I appreciate everyone that supported me, that purchased the book, that's commented on posts and just congratulate me. I truly appreciate it because it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of faith to share parts of your life with people, you know. So let's see. Anybody just joining in, the books are still available for purchase. You can DM me to Cash App me, or you can purchase at Bianca, Bianca Langford.com. And if you have any questions or anything like that, just send me a message. I'll be glad to hear from you. And again, I want to say thank you for your support. And this is the book again for whoever just tuning in for the first time. I appreciate you all for joining in, and you have a good evening. Bye-bye.